In the underworld of crime, where betrayal and violence are the only constants, one man rose above them all. His name was Salvatore Ricci, known to the world as the Ghost, the most dangerous mafia boss the world has ever known. Born into a world of crime and poverty, Salvatore Ricci's path was set early. After witnessing his father's murder, he vowed to never be weak again. By the age of 15, he had already made a name for himself in the streets of Palermo. Ricci's rise through the ranks of the Sicilian underworld was swift and brutal. He was feared not just for his violence, but for his intelligence, his ability to outmaneuver his enemies before they even knew they were in danger. By the 1970s, Ricci had outgrown Sicily. His sights were set on the American dream, but not in the way most envisioned. He saw New York as a land of opportunity, where the mafia controlled everything from unions to politicians. Ricci intended to rule it all. Through a combination of negotiation, bribery, and cold-blooded violence, Ricci built an empire that spanned both sides of the Atlantic. He controlled drug trafficking, gambling, and even legitimate businesses. Ricci became known as the Ghost, a man who seemed to vanish whenever law enforcement got too close. Despite his control over a multi-billion-dollar criminal enterprise, not a single photograph of him existed in police records. His ability to stay hidden was legendary. His network of informants inside the police and FBI made him untouchable. Whenever a witness or rival got too close, they disappeared without a trace. It was said that if you crossed the Ghost, you were as good as dead. But every empire eventually crumbles. By the 1990s, Ricci had more enemies than ever. Rival families were growing bold, and law enforcement was closing in. The Ghost's reign was about to come to an end. The FBI, determined to bring down the elusive mafia boss, launched their most extensive operation yet. Using wiretaps, informants, and undercover agents, they slowly pieced together enough evidence to corner Ricci. As the walls closed in, Ricci's empire began to collapse from within. His most trusted men were arrested or turned against him, and for the first time, the Ghost was running out of places to hide. For months, Ricci evaded capture, moving from one safe house to another. But in the end, even the Ghost couldn't outrun justice forever. In 1993, after a global manhunt, Salvatore Ricci was finally captured in the mountains of Sicily. His capture marked the end of an era. The Ghost, the man who had once controlled an empire of crime, was now a prisoner, destined to spend the rest of his life behind bars. Salvatore Ricci was sentenced to life in prison, but his legacy lives on. His rise from a poor Sicilian boy to the world's most dangerous mafia boss is a story of ambition, violence, and the dark allure of power. Even in death, the Ghost remains a legend, a symbol of the dangerous power one man can wield when driven by ambition and fear. The cycle of crime never truly ends,